Hey everybody, Chief Meteorologist Brad Panovich here with an update on our heavy rain event. Some good news, some bad news. The good news is the rainfall totals are lower and the severe weather threat is going down. The bad news is it's still going to rain and we're still likely going to see some isolated flooding, but the crazy rainfall amounts look a lot less likely now, and I think we're probably still going to be in the 2 to 4 inch range, which is certainly a significant event. Puts us in a top 10, top 15 type rainfall day, but it's much lower than that 3 to 6, and in some cases, we saw some isolated totals of 7 inches. So here's our system. This is the Remnants of Sally. It's actually the last advisory was issued this morning, so we're not going to see any more advisories on it, but it's still technically a tropical depression and will become a remnant low later today. Now you can see we've got a lot of light and occasionally moderate rain. The thing I'm watching for is right around the middle of the day, 11 a.m. to about 2 p.m., we're going to see this heavy rain band moving. And what I'm talking about is this area right in here move through. So this is moving up in this direction. The stuff we've had so far has just been a nice, steady, light, consistent rain. The rates of rain have been really low, 1/4 to 1/2 inch per hour. But when this stuff moves in, we'll see much higher rainfall rates. And you can see, and I'm going to stop this right here, these are flood warnings. So you can see we've got flood warnings with this band from the upstate of South Carolina down towards Augusta. So if you kind of do a track on this, and again, this area right in here is basically moving along or just south of I-85, that's going to be up here in the middle of the afternoon, probably 11 a.m., like I said, to 2 p.m. So let me see. I'm going to try to do a quick storm track on it just to show you.
Tornado warning for southeastern California.
So what you were hearing there is a tornado warning that was just issued down here with this cell. So you can see down to Orangeburg, we had a tornado warning. So that's the area we're watching for possible tornadic activity. And again, that threat is actually going to shift into this general direction, but you can see all the lightning associated with that. And that's the area for tornadic activity. So for the Charlotte area, I think that's going to stay to our south and east, but we certainly got to watch the potential out towards Richmond County, out towards Anson County. Those are the areas in particular we're probably going to have to watch very carefully. So let me do a quick track on this, and I'm going to try to do this. Let's see if this works. It's probably not moving that fast. Maybe let's do it 25 miles per hour. So you got to get an idea on the movement of this, getting closer to Spartanburg around 9:38, which is pretty much now. Tega Cay, Fort Mill around 10:30. So I'm thinking more towards that 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. type time frame for this moving through the area. And again, we've got several flash flood warnings down there. I don't want to discount the rainfall. It's just lower than crazy amounts we saw yesterday. We're still under a flood watch until 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. And again, the overall totals, if you look at some of the totals here, and again, this is Charlotte right here. This is Hickory, Statesville, Monroe, Rock Hill. Here's Rockingham. So you get an idea. The totals are generally in that 2 to 4 inch range. And yesterday, we were looking at like 5 inches for Charlotte. Now it looks like 3.5. And if I look at the ensemble guidance, which is basically taking all our short range guidance, and right there, I know it's a little bit hard to see. You can see right there around 2 to 4 inches of rain across the metro area. But the heaviest stuff will get here mid to late morning into the early afternoon hours. So here it is. I'm going to loop it a couple times, and then I'm going to show you a Futurecast as this moves in from the south. All right, let's go right to the Futurecast. So you can see the time right up here. This is 9 a.m., so it's actually a little bit of an hour behind. I'll go to 10 o'clock. You could see this heavy rain band, which is going to extend from southwestern North Carolina back to Columbia. Watch it move north and east. This is 11 a.m. This is right around noon. So this is the time frame. If we're going to see flash flooding, it's going to start happening right there as the rainfall rates go from 1/2 inch an hour to maybe 2 or 3 inches an hour. And that sits over us through 1 o'clock, through 2 o'clock, through 3 o'clock. It starts to shift between Hickory, Statesville to Salisbury, up towards Greensboro and Raleigh. Really heavy rain. If we're going to see severe weather, these are the cells here we got to watch right around 3 to 4 o'clock this afternoon. We go through 5 o'clock, still rain, but a little bit more scattered. 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. So one of the other reasons the rainfall totals have come down, the system is picking up a little bit of speed. It's moving through about 6 hours quicker. Still going to be some lingering showers. This is 1 o'clock in the morning, and then we'll stop at 2 o'clock. It looks like that's about the time frame it takes for the cold front to kind of push through the area. So still a risk for flash flooding out there, but the good news is I think the overall threat is starting to go down just a little bit for those crazy rainfall totals. I'm going to loop this, and you'll see that most of this activity is slowly moving off to the north and east, and this will give us a chance to maybe spread out the heavy rain over a longer period of time. What about the severe weather risk? That's something that's been updated as well. Let me grab the outlooks here real quickly. I'll show you those so you can see. I keep switching to the wrong thing here. Let me grab the severe weather outlook real quickly. So here's a real quick at that severe weather outlook. You can see the low risk has kind of been scaled back to right there. I don't know why it's not filling in. And then that medium threat is shifted towards the I-95 corridor. So if we're going to see any severe weather, these are the areas we're watching right here. South and east of Charlotte down to Orangeburg, where we've got a tornado warning currently. Myrtle Beach, Florence, Lumberton, Wilmington area. So these are the areas, if we're going to see tornadic activity, it's right there and then out towards the coast. So again, overall rainfall amounts are down to the 2 to 4 inch range as opposed to 3 to 6. I guess that's a good thing. The severe threat shifting off to the east, but remember, still, we've got that threat for flash flooding. This is the medium or the high risk for flash flooding, still along the I-85 corridor, kind of spread out over the whole region. So while the overall threat is still there, the totals have come down. So I don't want to discount the flood threat, just that, here's what we're seeing. We're seeing that threat spread out a little bit more over time and distance, which should help reduce the overall risk. But again, just look at that loop. I think this tells you the story. We still got a long day of heavy rain to get through before it's all gone, and then that cool, dry weather moves in for Friday, Saturday, into Sunday. Stay weather aware today. Make sure you grab the WCNC Charlotte weather and news app. We'll keep you updated throughout the afternoon.